Halo?
Di area sini saja.
Know her. Please leave me be.
Chris from Urbex Hill is back on our list again, and honestly, at this point you probably know the drill. He's the guy who keeps finding himself in the sketchiest abandoned places across America. Well, back in April 2022, he uploaded something that might be his most unsettling yet. Chris begins his exploration at 10:30 in the morning, hiking about a mile into the woods to find the entrance to these mysterious tunnels. He's probably thinking this will be another routine exploration. Get in, document the place, and get out. What Chris didn't know was that this exploration would stretch nearly 13 hours. That's longer than most people spend at their day job, and definitely longer than anyone should spend in a flooded tunnel system. Safety note here. Flooded tunnels are extremely dangerous, unstable footing, flash flood risk, bad air. Do not attempt this.
This is my first time doing something like this. Alright, let's go. I wonder if anybody else does this kind of stuff all alone. I might have to check YouTube after this, just to see. It's getting quieter now. Yeah, me too. I really hope I don't bore y'all with this exploration.
As he makes his way deeper into the tunnel, the conditions become increasingly treacherous. The tunnels are flooded with rushing water. It's like being inside a washing machine, except it's made of concrete and you have no idea what's living in it. But while navigating through this labyrinth of concrete and brick passages, Chris starts noticing something unusual over the sound of all that rushing water. A slapping sound, like something was smacking the water. Due to the overwhelming noise, his camera couldn't pick up these subtle sounds at first. Until one particular moment, Chris stops because he's hearing more of those strange noises, and that's when this happened. If you look closely at the footage, and I mean really closely, two bright spots appear in the distance. As Chris's light catches them, whatever it is quickly retreats, causing a visible splash in the water as it runs away. But here's what makes this encounter particularly unsettling. If you watch the footage carefully, it appears there might be more than just one pair of eyes visible in that darkness. The way these reflective spots seem to move independently of each other suggests Chris might have encountered not just one creature, but potentially multiple entities lurking down there. I know a lot of you are probably thinking it's just animals seeking shelter, and honestly, that's probably the most reasonable explanation. But the extreme darkness and fog made it impossible for Chris to see anything beyond those eyes. He couldn't make out any outline or body of whatever was watching him from the shadows. And this is where Chris makes what I can only describe as a very Chris decision. Instead of getting out of there, he decides to continue deeper into the tunnel, right toward where the creature was spotted.
And that's as far as I go.
After searching for some time and finding nothing, because of course whatever it was had the good sense to get away from the guy with the bright flashlight, Chris eventually decides to try finding his way out of this underground maze.
What the fuck? Sounds like somebody screamed.
After 13 grueling hours in these tunnels, Chris finally manages to find his way out at 11:30 at night. His exploration captured not only those mysterious eyes watching from the darkness, but as he was making his way out, he heard a blood-curdling scream echoing through the tunnels behind him. So what was it? A deer that got lost? Some other woodland animal seeking shelter? Or maybe something that calls these tunnels home? What's certain is that Chris's exploration serves as a reminder that sometimes the most unsettling discoveries happen in places we assume are completely abandoned, and that in the darkest corners of these forgotten spaces, we might just catch glimpses of things we weren't meant to see. Debbie is a solo camper who's built quite a reputation for seeking out the most remote and allegedly haunted locations. Her channel focuses on solo wilderness camping, but not the peaceful kind most of us imagine. She actively seeks out places with dark histories, supernatural legends, and unexplained phenomena. And this time, she's joined by fellow content creator, Jelly Official. Sometimes having backup seems like a good idea, but as you'll see, even having someone with you doesn't guarantee safety when you're dealing with the unknown. The video starts simple enough. Debbie sets up her bright yellow tent in a small clearing, mentioning she's waiting for Jelly to arrive. And eventually, he does.
Piye kabar Bang Jel?
Alhamdulillah sehat. Tadi aku tuh nyasar-nyasar juga loh. Tapi karena ini luas banget ternyata ya.
Iya,
luas
sampai
banget.
ujung sana tuh juga masih luas.
Tadi aku kan lewat sini belakang situ.
Iya.
Muter.
Tapi nggak lihat ada sungai ya?
Enggak lihat. Nanti kita eksplornya kejadiannya tuh tragedinya di sebelah mananya sih?
Sebelah sana kayaknya, dekat
Sebelah
sungai.
sana, dekat sungai ya?
Dekat sungai, tapi nggak tahu ya sungainya aman apa enggak, aku juga belum lihat sih.
They go through the usual camping routine, setting up camp, preparing dinner, just two friends enjoying the wilderness. But as night falls, Debbie reveals why she chose this particular location, and it's not for the scenic views. According to her research, this forest has witnessed at least 2 tragic incidents. The first involved a disfigurement case near the river. The second, even more disturbing, where someone was killed and their remains were moved elsewhere. Now, Jelly seems intrigued but plays it cool, noting that without personal experience, these kinds of stories don't always feel real. Well, he was about to get that experience, and this is when things started to get creepy. Around 10:30 p.m., things started to shift. Debbie mentions feeling restless in her tent, unable to sleep. Instead of trying to tough it out until morning like most rational people would do, they decided to explore the forest and head toward the area where the incident took place.
Jadi ya udahlah, lebih baik kita jalan aja.
Ke arah langsung mutilasi itu ya?
Iya, ke arah ini, karena kan sana arah sungai.
Oke, yuk. Ini kok bener loh, di sebelah sini merinding banget.
Gak enak ya? Allahu Akbar.
Astagfirullahaladzim.
Allahu Akbar.
Astagfirullahaladzim.
Allahu Akbar.
Apa tuh Kak?
Allahu Akbar.
Apa tuh?
Aduh, bener gue merinding nih Bang Jali.
Ini suaranya emang di depan yang tadi kata Kak Debbie ada tragedi mutilasi itu.
Siapa nih? Allahu Akbar.
Sini. Suaranya di sini.
Allahu Akbar. Aduh.
Itu suara.
Siapa tuh?
Itu manggilin siapa? Manggil Kak Debbie ya itu ya? Ini manggil Kak Debbie loh, seriusan loh.
Allahu Akbar.
Dengerin. Kayak ada yang ketawa ya?
Ketawa,
Kayak ketawanya tuh kayak orang-orang yang gangguan jiwa gitu loh.
Gak ada loh.
As they venture deeper into the darkness, both explorers begin experiencing phenomena that can't be easily explained away. They hear what sounds like someone calling Debbie's name from the shadows. Then comes eerie laughter that Jelly describes as sounding like someone with mental illness. Not exactly the kind of sound you want to hear echoing through a forest. Then, suddenly, this happens.
Allah, apaan tuh Bang Jelly?
Hah?
Kaki gua kayak disentuh gitu.
Kaki serius.
Astagfirullahalazim.
Ini dia
Astagfirullahalazim. Allahu Akbar.
Halo, pelan-pelan ya.
Astagfirullahalazim.
Dengerin dulu.
Mau disamperin?
Samperin lah, kita datangin di mana ya? Kalau dari suaranya di sebelah sini sih. Rasanya kayak gimana Kak? Dipegangnya kayak
Dingin.
Gitu. Dingin ya? Belusukan nama cewek.
Belusukan.
Nyari sesuatu yang ngeri banget.
Astagfirullahalazim.
Apa Pak? Kenapa Kak? Hah?
Apaan tuh tadi? Kayak ada yang lompat di sini.
Iya. Kayaknya aku udah agak takut ya seriusan.
Sumpah.
Ayo kita ke ini dulu lah.
Jangan jauh-jauh deh Bang Jelly. Ini udah jauh banget dari tenda loh.
Astagfirullahaladzim.
Apaan tuh?
Apa ya?
Aduh, gue udah gemeter gue nih.
Ini di sebelah sana tuh ada. Tuh, ada
Mana?
cahaya nih. Nih cahaya nih. Aku
Astagfirullahaladzim.
samperin.
Bang Jelly.
Ini ada cahaya Kak Debbie.
Debbie's hand suddenly goes limp. She describes feeling something jump onto her shoulder before everything goes dark for her. The audio keeps rolling, but what you hear next is chilling. It sounds as though Debbie is being dragged through the forest. What happens next is captured on Jelly's camera as he frantically returns to the campsite, searching for Debbie.
Yuk, balik aja dah.
Gemeter gue nih.
Kayaknya di sebelah sana tuh ada. Tuh, ada cahaya nih. Nih cahaya nih. Aku samperin.
Bang Jelly.
Ini loh. Ini ada cahaya Kak Debbie. Ada cahaya ini. Halo, siapa ini? Kak Debbie. Oh, dia udah pulang ke tenda guys ternyata. Karena tadi di sebelah situ tuh kayak ada cahaya gitu loh. Kak, ngapain? Loh, tripodnya. Wah, si Kak Debbie udah nggak beres guys nih. Tripodnya kayak jatuh gitu sama HP ya. Ini kayaknya bukan Kak Debbie guys. Halo Kak. Kak. Wah guys, bahaya guys. Halo. Siapa ini? Kak. Ini bukan Kak Debbie lagi guys, seriusan. Aduh, aku bingung guys, serius. Yang jelas ini kok nggak mau ngomong ya. Ntar dulu. Ini aku coba tenang teman-teman ya. Aku yakin ini tuh udah bukan Kak Debbie. Dan aku juga bingung sebenarnya mau kayak gimana. Oke guys, aku nggak tahu, seriusan aku nggak tahu harus kayak gimana. Coba aku berusaha tenang aja. Aku tahu ini pasti kamu yang ini ya, yang sering nampakin diri ke orang-orang itu ya. Ya kan? Astagfirullahaladzim, ya Allah, ngeri banget seriusan. Ya kan? Aduh, aku nggak berani lihatnya teman-teman.
She's unresponsive, her personality completely changed, just sitting there in an almost trance-like state. The situation reaches its breaking point when Debbie suddenly falls off the wooden bench. Jelly talking to the camera, explaining that the situation has become uncontrollable, that Debbie is still not responding normally. He makes the decision right there. He's grabbing all their bags and leaving immediately. So, what exactly happened to Debbie in that forest? Was she actually possessed by whatever was calling her name out there? Did the spirit of one of those tragic victims somehow take control? Or, and I know some of you are thinking this, was this an elaborate performance for content? Here's the thing though, the raw fear in Jelly's voice, the way he immediately decided to evacuate, the genuine confusion and terror in those final moments. If this was acting, it deserves an award. Meet Dave from Abandoned World Explorer, a YouTuber who dedicated to exploring the forgotten places of our world. He ventures into derelict buildings, forgotten structures, and locations that time has left behind. Dave is no stranger to eerie encounters, but what happened on this particular night in the snowy woods would make him question everything about the mysterious Randonautica app. This app generates coordinates that supposedly lead you to places you never knew existed, places that might be connected to your subconscious desires or fears. Dave had stayed away from Randonautica for a long time, and for good reason. But his viewers kept asking, and tonight he decided to give it another try. He was joined by his friend Dan, who was dealing with the recent loss of his father to COVID and needed to get out of the house.
Here we go, guys, the app. Deleted off my phone and reinstalled him. So obviously there's a new terms and condition on there as well again. Right, generate. So like your point is being generated. Right, okay, so it's found. Guys, it looks like, it could be, I don't know, because there's like an assaulting office up here as well, but it actually looks like it's taking us into the woods. It is taking us into the woods.
After generating their coordinates, the app directs them to a wooded area. David immediately notices something concerning. They're near a prison, but rather than leading them toward the facility itself, the coordinates are pointing them into the woods.
It's literally saying 1 minute and literally the prison is over there. It's basically saying it's in the woodlands, we're here, the arrow's coming off there. So we're going to head up, follow it in and see what happens.
You have arrived.
It says we've arrived, but it's not. It's still, we're here. We're literally here, but it's still showing. It's really weird because it actually took us to these woods a while ago. 5-6 months ago.
I know what some of you are thinking. What are the odds? Is it just a coincidence, or is there something about this location that keeps drawing people back? Despite this strange coincidence, they decide to press forward. And then, this happens.
So there's literally footprints in and out of it, but it is a public. Guys and girls, it's absolutely freezing here as well. I'm not even joking. It's like a makeshift. Check out the heated jacket, and right now it's like. Don't like the bright lights sometimes. Hey. The what? Is it 10? Seriously? I don't know if it's like a 10 or something. There's someone over there. Here is. Sure, it's a tent then. Is that a chainsaw? Ain't chainsaw. Is that a chainsaw? Ain't a chainsaw, Dan. That's not a chainsaw. Hey? Oh, Dan, run! Fuck leg! Where the fuck were they? Hey, where are you, man? Unlock the car. We just literally walked around the whole lot.
Did you hear the noise again, though?
Yeah, but I didn't know what you was down there when before we went.
Down the tree where it was.
Well, you actually physically see someone.
He was curled up in the ball by the tree.
So basically someone's been watching us in there the whole time.
Yeah, do you know the tree where he was?
But as we was coming out there, there's sounded like there's one over there and it sounded like there's more than one in there.
Yeah. But do you know where he was? Yeah, there, Dave. Get him over, get him over.
Where?
Suddenly, a mechanical noise that could be a chainsaw firing up. David and Dan don't stick around to find out. They turn and racing back toward their car. When they reach their vehicle, they immediately call the police, who advise them to stay far away from that area. So what exactly did they encounter out there? Were they simply stumbling upon campers who were startled by unexpected visitors? Could it have been people experiencing homelessness with a makeshift campsite? But several details make this explanation unlikely. First, the mechanical noise that started up immediately after they called out. Whether it was a chainsaw or an ATV, it began the moment their presence was detected, almost like a warning or threat. Second, the location itself. This wasn't a designated camping area. It was a woodland near a prison, hardly the ideal spot for recreational camping in that weather. Third, Dan's confirmation that he saw multiple people positioned throughout the woods, suggesting they might have been surrounded or watched from the beginning. And the sound they heard, was it actually a chainsaw? Or could it have been a quad bike, as Dan later suggested? And here's the really disturbing question. Why were people digging in that specific spot that the Randonautica app had led them to? Like many Randonautica experiences, we're left with more questions than answers. What we do know is that David and Dan's quick thinking to call the police and their decision to flee when they did might have saved them from a much worse encounter. Elle Adventure is a channel dedicated to solo camping and exploring some of Indonesia's most allegedly haunted locations. Elle has built quite a following by venturing into places most people wouldn't dare to visit alone, armed with nothing but his camera and what appears to be nerves of steel. Well, most of the time anyway. This particular adventure takes him back to an abandoned building complex in Yogyakarta, a place he claims he hadn't visited for nearly a year. And judging by what happens next, there might have been a good reason he stayed away. The complex appears to be some sort of abandoned resort or cultural center, featuring traditional Javanese architecture, scattered statues, and various structures that have seen much better days. And from the moment Elle steps foot on the property, you can tell something's off.
Tadi itu saya sempat survei teman-teman sambil membuat video buat sinematik itu teman-teman. Lokasinya itu sudah sangat berbeda. Astagfirullahaladzim. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Guys, ya, dari tadi itu suara seperti dum. Dum. Pas kita lagi tidur tadi, kalian pasti dengar ya teman-teman. Anginnya guys. Gila. Sebenarnya lokasi ini biasa-biasa saja teman-teman. Tapi karena di sini tuh banyak patung-patung dan banyak patung serta bangunan-bangunan zaman dulu guys. Jadi itu membuat tempat ini seperti agak mistis gitu guys. Jalannya mana ya guys? Ini pendoponya teman-teman.
That's a traditional Javanese pavilion for those unfamiliar. He mentions that during his last visit, the structure was still standing. Now it's a pile of beautifully carved wood and broken dreams. He admires the intricate carvings that somehow survived the collapse. But as he explores the ruins further, something is clearly bothering him, something the camera isn't quite picking up yet.
Jalan guys. Sini ya. Halo. Kayak orang jalan, tapi diseret hijau teman-teman. Apa di atas ya guys? Kita lanjut aja dulu teman-teman, nggak usah kita hurufkan dulu. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Shiratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim. Astagfirullahaladzim. Allahu Akbar ya Allah. Allahu Akbar ya Allah. Allahu Akbar. Remuk guys bangunannya guys. Ada pohon beringin yang sangat besar, merinding aku. Ya Allah. Di sini agak lain rasanya teman-teman. Tuh, anginnya.
The real tension begins when he approaches a large banyan tree. These ancient trees have a reputation in Indonesian folklore, and this one seems to be living up to it. The wind suddenly picks up around him, causing El to recite prayers in rapid succession. And that's when he hears the noises again.
Ya Allah, kalian dengar? Ada yang jalan bersektis, ada yang jalan teman-teman. Woi, sinten nggih? Wah, stop ngedim. Allahu Akbar. Tenang El, santai El. Biasa. Allahu Akbar. La haula wala quwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. Di belakang saya teman-teman seperti astagfirullah. Astagfirullah. Allahu Akbar. Astagfirullah. Kayaknya saya nggak akan lama-lama di sini teman-teman. Kita ekspor agak cepat aja. Ngeri banget teman-teman. Rimbun banget teman. Allahu Akbar ya Allah, ya Allah. Allahu Akbar ya Allah, Allahu Akbar. Dul. Yo, arep main-main Dul. Wis tanggung lah, wis kadung nang tengah iki. Balik yo. Wedi maju yo. Sembuh iki. Iki dalan iki ndi neh? Ini kita tunggu dulu. Allahu Akbar, astagfirullah. Allahu Akbar, astagfirullah. Hei, ya Allah. Seperti ada yang mengikuti teman-teman. Ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah. Padahal nggak ada airnya guys. Halo.
Throughout this journey, El's fear becomes increasingly palpable. He's constantly looking over his shoulder, jumping at every sound, and honestly, watching him makes you feel like you're right there with him. As the night deepens and El's nerves reach their breaking point, he makes the smart decision to head back to the pavilion and call it a night. Sometimes knowing when to quit is the best survival skill you can have. But then, this happens.
Kalau suruh eksplor keseluruhan, aduh nggak sanggup teman-teman. Terlalu luas soalnya tempatnya itu terlalu luas. Lampunya sekendap-kendip. Jadi nanti kita lanjut ke mobil. Habis itu kita pasang CCTV di area sini saja. Wah, stop! Allah Akbar. Ya, fokus ya. Kita ambil CCTV aja. Kita ambil di mobil. Habis itu kita pasang aja, kita tungguin di mobil aja.
Did you see what just happened? Let's slow it down and look again. As El finally reaches the pavilion and slumps down, trying to catch his breath after his terrifying exploration, something truly chilling happens. A skeletal-like figure appears to reach out toward him. The entity, barely visible in the dim light, extends what looks like an arm, as if trying to grab El. The incident is so unsettling that El decides he cannot continue exploring the entire complex. The area is too vast, and the presence he feels is too overwhelming. He makes the wise decision to return to his car, set up a CCTV to monitor the area, and try to get some rest. The security camera footage, which becomes the focus of the second part of the video, reveals even more disturbing phenomena. As the night progresses, the camera captures various anomalies, unexplained sounds, including what seems like a child's voice, and strange movements that trigger the motion sensor despite no visible presence on camera. Then, around midnight, it happens. The footage shows what appears to be a hand, not skeletal this time, but definitely not human either, reaching directly for the camera. This ghostly appendage seems to grab the device, causing it to shake before the whole thing topples over. L notes that the CCTV died completely around 3 a.m., and he only had the courage to retrieve it at dawn. Smart move, L. Perhaps the most disturbing detail comes from L's own testimony after the fact. He mentions that at some point during the night, his face touched something that had a terrible, overwhelming smell. A smell so persistent that multiple washings couldn't remove it. So what do you think happened to L that night in that abandoned complex? Was it truly a supernatural encounter with restless spirits tied to that decaying cultural center? Or is there a more rational explanation for the footsteps, the skeletal figure, and that mysterious hand reaching for the camera? Let me know what you think in the comments below. In March of 2019, a YouTuber named Clayton, who run the channel Time to Play TV, uploaded a video titled "Shadow Figures Found" to his channel. Clayton's channel features a variety of content, including cooking videos, puzzle unboxings, and paranormal investigations. In this particular video, Clayton, joined by a group of fellow investigators, visit a location they call Shadow Cemetery, a remote graveyard surrounded by dense woods. They've come to investigate the claims of shadow figures lurking in the woods surrounding this isolated cemetery, determined to capture evidence of the paranormal entities that supposedly haunt this location.
What's up, guys? We are here at the Shadow Cemetery. This is the place Stacy from Misguided Road Trips and Patty from the G Team came a couple weeks ago, and they saw figures out in the woods. Now I guess they're like shadow figures, and then they were pushed once or twice while they were trying to leave. So we're gonna go check it out. If we see anything, we're going after it. And we already got one, kind of. We were coming in, it's still a little daylight out, and we did a quick drive around in the car just to make sure it's clear. And as we're leaving, JT goes, oh, there's the maintenance worker. And then we looked, we didn't see nothing, and he was gone. So we drove back, and we saw no one there. We couldn't find anyone. Let's go have an adventure. This place is a little spooky. It's out here in the middle of nowhere.
As night falls, the team enters the cemetery on foot. The atmosphere is immediately eerie, an old graveyard in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by dense woods with Spanish moss hanging from ancient trees. Clayton notes how unnaturally still everything is, pointing out that there's barely any breeze out there and that the moss on the trees isn't moving at all.
Yeah, I'm looking for footprints. Really old looking ones right here. It's like 1880. That looks like the death year, 1880 it looks like. Something weird to find in the middle of a cemetery. Wow. That's really spooky. Yeah, it's a bunch of trash back here. And the fence is ripped down right there too. There's like barely any breeze out here, guys. I mean, look at the moss on the trees. They're not moving at all. Nothing. Look at that puppy going crazy. Oh, it just stopped. There's no breeze out here at all.
As the team continues their investigation, they begin to experience unexplained phenomena. First, they hear strange noises coming from the woods, a hooting sound followed by the snap of twigs. The investigators call out, but receive no response. They follow the sounds to the edge of the cemetery where the fence is broken down, and that's when things take a turn for the worst.
So we heard a noise, sound like a hoo, and then we heard a thunk out here, a twig breaking something. We're right on the border of the cemetery. There's the fence there. Hello? Right back there was the noise. I heard something too. Shit, look guys, look. Is that the tree? Oh shit.
Right there, behind
Yeah.
the tree.
JT, got me back? Right back here. Yeah, come with me. Do you need a flashlight? Take my flashlight. I got my camera one. It was right over here. No, I thought it was a tree at first, but it freaking moved. Let's get back to the girls. This is right where it was. There was something right here. I thought it was a tree at first, but then like an arm came out.
If you look closely at the footage captured during that pivotal moment in the cemetery, you can see what initially appears to be just another tree in the darkness. But as Clayton's camera focuses on the area, something truly chilling becomes apparent. A figure can be seen stands completely still until it realizes it's been spotted, at which point it begins to move. Convincing that what they're dealing with isn't just a trick of the light or a misidentified tree. To make matters even more disturbing, as the team regroups, one of the female investigators suddenly exclaims that something has touched her shoulder.
God, something just touched me again.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh my God, and this meter just started going off too when you said that.
Where did
Did
it
it?
touch you at?
On my shoulder again, just like it did last time. It feels like it's like fingerprints trying to grab you.
Oh my,
Like
oh my
it's
God.
pulling back.
But the most shocking encounter was yet to come. After deciding to end their investigation due to dying batteries, the team returns to their car. Clayton later explains that while they were in the vehicle and most cameras were off, something hit their car with enough force to shake it.
We were done filming, we were in the car, and everyone's cameras off was hers because she was doing her exit, and someone came and hit the car hard. So we jumped out, and we came running out here looking. It was the same brown figure. All right, guys, that was crazy. They stayed in the car. That's them in the car now.
What's that? Right there.
Shoot, my light just shut off. What are the chances of that?
After chasing the entity through the woods, his flashlight suddenly shut off at the most critical moment, right as they were closing in on the figure. When they turned the light back on, the entity had seemingly vanished, possibly up into the trees. The team ultimately leaves the cemetery, shaken but excited by their experiences. What exactly was lurking in the woods surrounding cemetery that night? Was it truly a paranormal entity? A shadow figure capable of physical interaction with the living? Or could there be a more mundane explanation for what Clayton and his fellow investigators experienced? The video leaves these questions unanswered, allowing you, as viewer, to draw your own conclusions about the mysterious shadow figures. In August of 2024, outdoor enthusiast TJ uploaded a video titled "Tornado Hit Me While Truck Camping" to his YouTube channel, Kayak USA. TJ's channel typically showcases DIY outdoor projects, fishing adventures, and vehicle modifications for outdoor enthusiasts. In this particular video, TJ documents what was supposed to be a relaxing camping trip at Lake Guntersville, quickly turned into a fight for survival as severe weather moved in unexpectedly. The video starts with TJ commenting on the intense Alabama heat as he prepares for a day of fishing with friends. Despite the temperature already reaching 80 degrees before 8 a.m., his enthusiasm remains undampened. Upon arriving at Lake Guntersville, TJ sets up his campsite. His gray Toyota is equipped with a rooftop tent, providing much-needed shade from the relentless sun. The weather is initially cooperative, with clear skies and calm waters as TJ prepares his gear.
There's Dylan over there, Melissa. They did end up catching up with me, so we're out here together. They were able to get a spot right next to me. We're gonna hide in the shade for a little while and rig up some rods, get our fishing gear all together, get the tackle situated, and then we're gonna head out and see if we can catch some fish. So we just checked the radar, and apparently we have a storm headed our way already, but it may miss us. If you look over there, those clouds, it's raining on the other side of the lake, but I feel like it's going this way, so it may just miss us. And check out this thing. This is the mic. Y'all hear that thunder? Oh man, I think it's going around us.
Within minutes, the peaceful scene transforms dramatically. Dark clouds roll in with alarming speed, and the wind intensifies to dangerous levels. What happens next confirms their worst fears.
We've had something pop up on us right here, and it is bad, y'all. I don't know if you can tell, but we're inside of this gazebo, holding it down, and it's picking me up. Holy shit. This is nuts. Bro, I hope we ain't got no tornado popped up on us. Oh, shoot. Oh my God. This is nuts, y'all.
TJ and Dylan rush to take shelter under a nearby gazebo, but even this structure provides little protection against the ferocity of the storm. The wind becomes so powerful that it begins to lift the gazebo, forcing them to physically hold it down to prevent it from blowing away. And that's when the situation becomes truly alarming.
This is absolutely insane, y'all. Look at this. Oh, stuff falling out of the tree. Oh, that looks real. Oh my God, dude. We might need to get under the vehicle.
Dude, I've never been in something like this.
This is horrible, man. I haven't either. We probably need to be under our truck.
There ain't no doubt.
If this tree comes down, it's gonna hit us. Oh my God. I think we're in a tornado, y'all. Hey, that tree just went down. That tree just went down beside us. Guys, I think we are in the middle of a tornado. My kayak is beached. The tree came down behind us.
In a moment of sheer terror, TJ witnesses a tree crash down just feet away from where they're sheltering. When the storm finally subsides enough for them to venture out, TJ makes a chilling discovery that reveals just how close they came to tragedy.
That was the worst experience of my life. Look at this tree, y'all. This is where we were gonna camp because it was right behind the bathroom. My adrenaline is kind of peaked, guys. I think we just stood in a tornado. Look at this. This is where we were gonna park. We changed our mind the last second. This was gonna be our camping spot, right where this tree's laying. I want y'all to see what just came down. Look at that. That's beside Dylan. This is where we were gonna camp. And right there is where we're camped. This pine would have took us out, man.
A massive tree had fallen exactly where they had initially planned to set up camp. Had they not made a last-minute decision to park elsewhere, they would have been directly in the path of the falling tree. It was later confirmed that a tornado had indeed passed through the area, powerful enough to uproot trees and cause significant damage. What makes this video particularly unsettling is the unpredictability of nature and how quickly a routine camping trip can transform into a potentially dangerous situation. As TJ's adventure at Lake Guntersville demonstrates, the line between an enjoyable outdoor experience and a survival situation can be frighteningly thin. In September of 2021, a solo female van dweller named Sarah uploaded a video titled Scariest Night in the Van to her channel, Sarah Dungo. Sarah documents her experiences living on the road in her self-converted van, typically sharing peaceful moments in nature and her daily routines. But this particular night in Asheville, North Carolina would test her preparedness and instincts in ways she never anticipated. Sarah had been traveling north to escape the summer heat after saying goodbye to a companion. She had spent a peaceful first night at a Cracker Barrel parking lot in Asheville with other RVs nearby. The second night, however, she chose a different Cracker Barrel location across town that seemed quieter based on good reviews. As the restaurant closed and the parking lot emptied, Sarah found herself completely alone, a situation that would soon turn dangerous. As Sarah was preparing dinner inside her van, completely absorbed in her cooking routine with her propane stove running, an alarming knock suddenly broke the silence. This wasn't the familiar knock of law enforcement that van dwellers sometimes experience. This was something different.
Know her. Please leave me be.
Fuck your camera, man. You know
Okay, so I'm safe right now, but I just had my first knock on the door. That was not the cops. I was in the middle of cooking dinner, so I had my cooktop out, you know, propane hose attached and everything. And then he just bangs on my side door right here. I first turn off all the lights, turn all the sounds off so I can hear what's going on in case it is the cops, so I need to like talk to them. It wasn't, and then he banged on this door right here, the double doors. He was complaining about a girl that worked at the Cracker Barrel and, you know, it broke her heart and thought that she was in my van and was telling me to come out and prove that I wasn't her. Says that he's seen my van there many times, which is definitely false. But yeah, so I got around the corner, called the cops, and then from there I drove about 10 miles up the road.
Unable to sleep and still processing the traumatic encounter, Sarah made the decision to drive 3 hours away into the Blue Ridge Mountains. By sunrise, she found herself in a completely different environment, peaceful, beautiful, and far from danger. In the days that followed, Sarah gained perspective on the encounter. She emphasized the importance of staying calm and centered in dangerous situations. Not freezing, but maintaining clarity to act rather than react. Her van, which represented freedom and adventure, had also become her escape vehicle when needed. What remains disturbing about this encounter is the randomness of it. Was the man truly looking for someone else, or was this a tactic to get Sarah to open her door? What might have happened if Sarah hadn't been able to drive away? For solo travelers, especially women, these questions highlight the shadow side of life on the road, where freedom and vulnerability often coexist. This right here is Corey, who in June of 2020 uploaded a disturbing video titled Ritual Encounter in Backwoods on his channel, Abandoned Boys. While his channel typically focuses on gaming content like NBA and EA Sports, this particular footage stands out as something entirely different and terrifying. The video begins with Corey venturing into what he describes as dangerous backwoods in Martinsville. Wearing his signature black bandana with a skull and crossbones design, he explains that he's heard stories about strange occurrences in these woods, but doesn't elaborate on the specifics. As Corey hikes deeper into the dark forest, the atmosphere immediately feels tense. About a minute into his exploration, the first signs of something unusual begin to manifest.
Been hearing stuff. I don't know. It's crazy. That's what we're working with tonight. You hear that? What the hell? Whoa. What the f... Yeah, hear that?
What initially sounds like a cat meowing soon gives way to something far more disturbing. As he continues cautiously down the path, the unmistakable sound of a woman crying begins to emerge from the darkness ahead. As Corey moves forward, his flashlight reveals something that sends chills down his spine, and that's when things take a truly terrifying turn.
What the hell is that? What was that? What the f... What the hell? Y'all seeing this? Y'all see this? What the hell is that? Hey, what's going on? Shit. Scratch this film.
In the beam of his flashlight, 3 figures become visible on the path ahead. Disturbingly, one of them appears to be holding some kind of weapon. The scene has all the hallmarks of some kind of ritual taking place deep in these isolated woods. In a moment of pure terror, Corey made the immediate decision to flee. The light from his camera reveals glimpses of the disturbing scene, though he maintains enough composure to keep filming despite his obvious fear. What makes this encounter particularly chilling is the lack of explanation. We never get a clear view of what exactly the ritual entailed or who was performing it. Was it something supernatural? A criminal act? Or perhaps something even more sinister? The mystery remains unsolved. In May of 2024, a YouTuber named Gaz uploaded a disturbing video titled, "I Found This in the Woods," to his channel, Grizzly Gaz. His channel primarily focuses on exploration, local history, folklore, and wild camping throughout the UK. In this particular video, Gaz, accompanied by his small black dog, Fendi, sets out to find a mysterious druid's altar that he had read about, hidden somewhere in the woods surrounding a reservoir. The reservoir area is popular with dog walkers, so Gaz decides to wait until everyone has left before setting up camp and beginning his search for the mysterious altar.
Tell you what I did spot on my way in as well, and it looks like an abandoned campsite, so we'll go have a look at that as well, see if... Right, I think we're alright to go up and find a camp spot, aren't we? Fendi? Fendi? No idea where she's gone. Not like her, that. Oh, she's there. What are you doing, mate? Had me scared then. You find some Maltesers to munch on, did you? Don't do that to me. And here we are, home for night. Gorgeous, isn't it?
As the day progresses, Gaz finds a spot to set up his newly dyed tent. While waiting for nightfall, Gaz explores the area around his campsite, discovering a small waterfall tucked away in the woods. After setting up his camp and preparing a hot drink on his portable stove, Gaz settles in for a brief rest before the real exploration begins. As darkness falls over the forest, the atmosphere shifts dramatically, and that's when things take a turn for the worst.
What was that? Did you hear that? Definitely sounded like a tree falling down from over there somewhere. Kept hearing stuff up behind me, and then big crash right over there, but I can't see out through trees. Right, let's go and have a look for this campsite. I can hear rustling over here, but I don't know if it's just my imagination playing tricks on me. Oh, this is a bit dodgy, isn't it? Oh, look at this. Well, this isn't what I saw, but looks like someone's been making a fort here. There it is, look, the tent. Hello? Hello? Fucking pigeon.
Gaz calls out cautiously as he approaches the tent. After confirming it's empty, he investigates it further.
Just looks like kids have been in here. Oh, I don't know. Oh, there you go. That answers it, doesn't it? Oh, look. Bong there and cream of tomato soup. Roast beef, Munster Munch. Not the best flavour, is it? Like pickled onion for me. Mandarin pieces. Just bits of crap lying about everywhere.
With the abandoned campsite explored, Gaz turns his attention to his main objective, finding the Druid's altar. As he ventures deeper into the dark woods, the atmosphere grows increasingly tense.
Even just walking over here feels creepy. Great. That's all we need. Oh, definitely just saw eye shine over there. Oh, maybe it was a Wendigo. You're not supposed to say that name, are you? Oh, what's that down there? Is that it?
As Gaz continues his search, he suddenly spots something unusual in the distance. Making his way carefully down a slope, Gaz approaches what appears to be a concrete structure hidden among the trees. But what Gaz discovers on top of the structure sends a chill down his spine.
It's a shame my head torch ain't working. There we go, look. What's that on top of it? Oh, do we dare even come in here? Holy Bible. That says the end there. Is it upside down? Why would it be upside down? Is Genesis the first passage of the Bible? I don't know. It's got some scribbling on there. Can't make out what it says. Mary Ann something or other. Eastwood, Todmorden, 1995. That's creepy, isn't it? Upside down Bible. Oh, I don't like that.
The discovery of an upside-down Bible at what is supposedly a Druid's altar creates a disturbing contradiction. After examining the structure more carefully, Gaz determines that it's made of concrete blocks, similar to those used in a nearby bridge, suggesting it might not be as ancient as the legends claim. The video ends with Gaz safely back at his campsite, but the mystery of the structure remains unresolved. Was it truly a Druid's altar, as local legends suggested? Or was it something else entirely? Perhaps a more recent construction given a mystical backstory? And what about the upside-down Bible with its cryptic inscription? These questions linger as Gaz returns to his tent for the night, leaving viewers to wonder about the true nature of his discovery in the woods.